Hi, I'm Lucas from Magoosh. We're going to talk today real quickly about the TOEFL and the best TOEFL practice. That's a very common question. Where can I find the best TOEFL practice? Well, there's a lot of material out there, but really first we have to think about what is TOEFL practice. Well, there are really three kinds of TOEFL practice. This is how I categorize them. First, there's learning the format of the test. This means learning exactly what types of questions you will see. And this sounds easy, but it can take a month or more. The test is a very, very specific format. The TOEFL is unlike any other test you've ever taken. I promise you that. And learning of the format of the test is something every student should do. It can take only a week for some students. It depends on how much time and energy you can spend. Next is practicing test skills. This is, for example, note-taking. The TOEFL involves a lot of note-taking, and if you can do that well, then you will get a better score. But taking better notes, well, it takes time. Sometimes it might take 2 months, 3 months to improve these types of test skills. This includes, by the way, TOEFL vocabulary. Words that you might not use in conversational English, but are important for academic English like the TOEFL. And finally, there's general English experience. This is listening, reading, writing, and speaking English regularly so that you feel more comfortable doing that in any environment with the TOEFL or just with other English speakers. And of course, this takes a long time. You know that studying English, in order to improve your listening, speaking, writing, and reading, then you need to take sometimes years to improve. So the first one I think is the most important because it's the fastest and it's one that everyone has to do, learning the format. And learning the format of the TOEFL is interesting because everyone has their own material, but there's only one company that makes the best TOEFL material, and that is the people who make the TOEFL, ETS. And we will actually put a link in this video down below me. You can see some free TOEFL material on the ETS website. There are actually 3 places on that site where you can find free material. We'll have links to all of those below. Now, why is that important? Why do you use the official material? Well, basically, it's because other companies don't always make the same types of questions. ETS, the company who makes the TOEFL, is very good at making the same kinds of questions again and again at the same difficulty. Other companies sometimes make questions that are too difficult or too easy. For example, let's think of a vocabulary word, a question on vocabulary from the reading section of the TOEFL. Another company might, for instance, have a question on the word order. And order has multiple definitions. It can be something you do in a restaurant. You order food. Or it can be something that an army captain does, or a general. They order other people. They command them. They tell them to do other things. And those might all be in the answer choices, and it might be too confusing, too difficult because of that. More likely on a real TOEFL, you would see a word like adjacent, which has just one meaning and is a little advanced, academic. It's something you don't see in conversation. This is the type of word the TOEFL likes. This kind of word, not so much. Other companies will more often create questions like this than ETS would. So, because of that, for that format practice, you want to use that official material, as well as the free material that we mentioned. There are books. First, the official guide. This is very important. This is the best TOEFL book you can buy for self-study. In a classroom, it's not so good, but studying alone, you want this. It comes with 3 practice tests that are all very much similar to real TOEFLs and a CD. And on the CD, there are those same 3 practice tests, except in computer format, like the real TOEFL IBT. Okay, and second, there's another book that has 5 official practice tests. I highly recommend this book. It's all paper. There's no online, there's no computer, there's nothing that simulates the IBT perfectly, but it has great practice material, better than any other company. If you use that official material to learn the format of the test, you're on your way to a higher score.